hit a real low around about the 15th of November. Now, let's pause that sad song for a second and let's go back 6 months. 6 months prior to that, I met a bloke, Charlie. I consider him a really good friend. And what he had done is he introduced me to two things: motivation and mastery. Now, motivation, we all know what motivation is. We've heard enough about it. But this thing of mastery, what's that? What's mastery about? And mastery just basically deals with what does a real man look like? How does a real man act? How do you become a real man? All of the intricacies around that. And what Charlie introduced me to was, I realized that there's a whole community of men that are looking to improve themselves and looking to get back to what it is to be a real man. Now, there are many stereotypes of what it is to be a real man, like real men don't cry and real men do this and real men do that, and all of that is just a whole bunch of hogwash. That's not what a real man is. And I'd been following all of these prescripts that society has for what a real man is, and I tried very hard to live up to those fantasies of what a real man is, and I found myself constantly falling short, and I didn't know why. And I was like, I can't find a girlfriend, man. Like, why? What's wrong with me? And I thought, I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. And I was really, so prior to meeting Charlie, I was really sad, and I thought to myself, nothing is ever gonna work out. And then I met Charlie, and Charlie introduced me to this, what mastery is, and mastery is also part of what I would like to share with you guys on this channel. And to all the guys who are struggling to just be a man and who don't know what that is. And I realized that this is actually, it's more common than I think. And there are guys who are walking around who naturally just are real men. They just are that. And there are those of us who don't know what that looks like. And it's okay. It's okay to not know. And I hope to share some of that with you. Now, so those are the two things that Charles introduced me to. The third thing that he introduced me to was how to train properly and how to get my diet sorted. So that, now you need to understand, prior to 2013, I weighed about 55 kilograms. I'm 1.68 meters tall. That is exceptionally skinny. I was super skinny. I would wear super skinny jeans and it would be extremely loose on me. That's how skinny I was. My waist was a size 28. Now, if you know what that is, and you know what it is to be 1.68 meters tall, you can imagine what I was at 55 kilograms. I was totally underweight. I had a whole bunch of insecurities about myself. And Charlie started changing all of that, not because he had the magic formula, but because he knew how to use motivation. He knew a little something about mastery. He knew a little something about what it is to be a man and how to actually be a man. And he helped me down that path. Now let's get back to that sad song that I was playing a few minutes ago. So now we get to fast forward a couple of months to October 15th, 2013. I sat there and I thought to myself, it's hopeless. I had been saying that to myself from about probably the 15th of October. And for I think for about a month, I was just licking my wounds and I didn't know what to do. And then I decided, you know what? I cried about this thing long enough. Let's do something about it. And what was it that I did? I said to myself, right, so what's the problem? The problem is I'm not making enough money. I'm not making enough to get by. What is the solution? And for me, the solution was, I couldn't go from where I was, I couldn't go to audio engineering. I couldn't just jump ship and change career paths, because doing that would have meant that I'd have to take a step back as far as my salary goes, and I couldn't afford that either. The photography thing wasn't working out because everybody's a photographer, and to be of the caliber of photographer that I needed to be, I couldn't be at that time, because my schedule wasn't fitting with other photographers so that I could meet up with them and actually practice my craft and improve my craft. So what is the only thing that's left for me to do as a software developer? Find a way to improve my earnings as a software developer. And for me, I realized, okay, there's a bunch of things that I need to do, and I did those things. Had it not been for motivation and mastery and me learning how to use those two tools, if I did not know how to do that, then I would not be sitting here today sharing my story with you. So, where am I today? Financially, I'm in a much better place than I was in 2013. So after that horrible debacle with the advert that I placed, I brushed up my CV. I realized that whenever I do go for an interview again, that I need to apply the things that I'd learned about being a real man and just be me, because I was actually enough. And at the time that things started changing for me on Facebook, and I think it was just Facebook at the time. On Facebook, I'd put up these things, hashtag I am enough, and I'd have a little quote and say certain things, and I started changing my outlook in a real way. So I needed that situation, that moment of clarity. I needed that failure in 2013 with the photography. I needed that, because when I had that at that moment, I realized that everything that I'd learned was preparing me for that one moment, because that then set me on this path that I am on now. So I'd learned about motivation, and for a long time, for 6 months, it was just nice ideas. It was what's the word I'm looking for? It was nice theoretical stuff. But when I was actually placed in a situation where things are falling apart and I need to now change my mindset, when you are placed in that situation, that is when your true character comes out. Because it's when you are pressed, and when you are, when you go through that really horrible stuff, and you are faced in that, you are in that situation, you are in the thing, that is the time when I realized what all of this motivation and being a man was actually about. Because up until that turning point in my life, all of this talk of motivation and mastery was just all theoretical. And that moment, that failure, set me on the path that I am on today. And since then, things have gotten a lot better for me. I'm sitting in my studio that I've been dreaming of for years and thinking about getting all set up for years, and was never able to do for years. And finally, in the past 2 or 3 years, I've been able to get this up. And now I'm sharing my story with you. Motivation is a real thing. It really does help. When you use it properly, it's absolutely amazing. As kids, we used to play with fireworks. Now this particular set of, in the location in Eldorado Park, we call these fireworks, we call them crackers, right? So you have a cracker, or the firework, it's the body of the firework, and then you have a fuse. Now I liken motivation to that fuse. It starts a certain process. So the fuse is the hype of motivation. Is the things are so amazing. I want to do stuff. I wanna start my own business. I wanna go to the gym. When you're so excited about something, that's what the fuse is like. That's what the hype of motivation is for. It gets you going. It gets you. It gets you all excited about something, and that way on the 1st of January you say to yourself, you know what, this year I am going to go to the gym and I'm going to get that fantastic body. The hype of motivation. The reasons of motivation is like, I would liken that to the gunpowder inside that firework, inside that cracker. And the packaging, that's mastery. That's everything else around why you want to do what you do and what keeps you going and all of that good stuff. So there's this word that we had that we used to call these duds, or we call it the churki. So it's a firework that when you light it, the fuse goes. As the fuse gets into the firework, you expect it to explode, but it doesn't explode. What happens is the fuse goes in, it ignites the firework, and you have this, you just have this gunpowder just kind of being splattered out. It just ignites, but it doesn't set the firework off. So for me, if you just have all of that hype, just the hype, nothing else, you decide on the 1st of January, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to get an amazing body because, it's the new year and there's all of this energy that you're getting from everybody else about, just new you, this new year, new you kind of stories. That's the hype of motivation. That's the fuse on that firework. The gunpowder that's not packaged correctly, that other part of the motivation, the gunpowder, that is your reasons. If your reasons aren't solid for doing anything, then you're not going to get very far. Then you are going to be that guy that goes to the gym from the 1st of January maybe till the 5th, or you just go to the gym, you sign up, and we don't see you in the gym ever again. If you are just all about the hype, if your reasons aren't good, like mine, my reasons for starting this whole workout program that I'm on 6 years ago, the reason was to impress people, to impress girls, to kind of, I thought, I'd get this amazing body, and then, I'd just step outside one day and I'd be, ladies, here I am. And they would come. And I can tell you that's not how it works. Oh man, that's not how it works, because you go and you hit the gym and you work out until you feel you're gonna puke, and you go back the next day and you do the same thing, and the next day and the next day and the next day. Then it's 3 months, and then it's 6 months, and 6 months later your body now only started to kind of change. I went from being super skinny to being a skinny toned guy. Now if you can, that doesn't look very attractive. No. And after 3-4 months I realized, with this body, I ain't gonna get nobody. I'm not looking like those big buff muscle guys. I'm just not looking like that. So my reasons were all wrong, and once I changed those reasons, then my workouts got better. Then I was more committed. Then I could train longer, I could train harder, I could train more often. And when I had the right motivation, the hype of motivation, and I had the right reasons, my reasons for doing it, when my reasons were correct, that is when I started seeing results. That's when I wasn't like that churki that you light it and you just have this lit fireworks, this gunpowder just spewing out of the one end of the cracker. I blew up big time. And today, I like the way I look. I really do like the way I look. And dare I say it? Yeah, people are noticing. People are noticing today. It's taken a couple of years, but people have finally realized, there's something good going on here. You know, some people are hating it, some people are loving it, some people openly love it, some people, you know, privately love it. You know, they see, they're like, oh, that looks good, and the minute I look, they're like, oh no, I didn't see nothing. You know, so you win some, you lose some. I changed my reasons. I had the hyper motivation. I had solid reasons for doing what I did. I packaged all of that correctly, we'll say using mastery. And when I did all of that, and when everything was just right, that is when I started experiencing results. I started experiencing results in my work. I started experiencing results in my passions. All of this stuff that you see over here, and a bunch of other things. I'm living my best life now. And yes, I did say it. I am living my best life now. And your best life is not necessarily going to be, you know, you going on holiday every single day, you going to really fantastic places every single day. No, living your best life is enjoying every moment of your day. Whether you have the, you know, whether you experience the euphoria of victory or the doldrums of defeat, you live your best life. I'm living it now. And it doesn't look anything like what I thought it would when I was 17, because those weren't realistic expectations. Right now, my expectations have changed, and they are even more unrealistic than they were when I was 17. But it's also based in reality. So there's quite a bit that I would like to share with you, and I hope that you will come along with me on this journey. If you're still listening to me after all of this time, then thank you for watching this, and please do like and subscribe. And I hope to see you again. This is Jax, signing out, hoping to see you on the next episode. Cheers.